It's Divas That Care Radio. Stories, strategies, and ideas to inspire positive change. Welcome to Divas That Care, a network of women committed to making our world a better place for everyone. This is a global movement for women, by women, engaged in a collaborative effort to create a better world for future generations. To find out more about the movement, visit divasthatcare.com after the show. Right now, though, stay tuned for another jolt of inspiration.
Welcome to Talk with Terry on the Divas That Care Network. I am your host, Terry Wright. Each week on Talk with Terry, my guest and I will discuss a special topic that is close to their heart. Together, we will explore topics that have a huge impact on our lives. Our mission is to share the wide range of strategies my guests have developed or utilized to make a difference. Welcome to Talk with Terry. Today, my guest is Wendy Crabb. Wendy is a practicing oncology nurse practitioner and a certified life and weight loss coach. Her passion is helping people accomplish the weight loss they desire. Wendy has had the personal transformation of losing 55 pounds over 1 year and has maintained that weight loss for 2 years. Wow, Wendy, that is amazing. Welcome to our show, and I'm so glad that you decided to join us today.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yes, definitely. And so today, Wendy is going to talk to us about how to lose weight by changing one habit at a time. So why is it important to change habits?
Well, our weight is really made up of a series of habits that we do unconsciously all the time. Everything we do is, kind of delegated to a habit. We use our what I call our higher brain to make decisions, but everything that we've done for a long time, more than a couple of weeks, gets delegated to our more primitive brain, and that means that we don't even think about it.
Oh, awesome. And so is that why it's so hard to change our habits?
Right, because we don't have a lot of awareness around it.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the trick, is to bring awareness to what you're doing.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that's how you can change.
That's amazing. So how do you get started in doing this, Wendy?
It's basically taking a look at what you're eating throughout the day and really picking one thing that you want to change. Mm-hmm. For instance, if you want to drink more water, you would drink, say, I want to drink 64 ounces of water a day. That's like 3 big Bill Miller cups. And that's what a lot of people go by, is the Bill Miller ones, because they can refill them. Mm-hmm. But if you want to do that, how many days a week do you think you're going to be able to do it? So you have to pick one thing that you're going to be able to do and actually do it. You don't say you're going to do it every day, because that's probably not going to happen right off the bat. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to drink 64 ounces of water 3 days a week. And then you say which days you're going to do it. And then you do it on those days. And then eventually you get to where, I feel really good when I'm drinking that water. Mm-hmm. And you also pair the habits that are easy to do, and you plan for them so that you can be successful. We're not successful a lot of the times because we don't have a plan. So put a plan in place, fill the water bottles the night before, and so that it's ready to go when you walk out the door. The same thing with exercise clothes. If you want to do yoga for 10 minutes in the morning, the night before, lay everything out. If you're going to walk or whatever, get your sneakers out, have everything ready, and your clothes ready for work the next day if you have to. So you have to make it simple and easy to do. Otherwise, we're not going to want to do it.
So you have to take the initiative.
Right.
Make it simple to start making the change and seeing it as a success.
Right. How can I make this work with my lifestyle?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the question you have to ask yourself.
So do you suggest logging your progress and your activities?
Okay. I suggest creating a journal of the habits that you want to change, how you're going to, how you want to feel about it, what are the action steps that you're going to have to take to make that change, and really break it down. Make it into simple, easy things that you can accomplish.
That's awesome.
And then check off when you've done it.
Do you have any recommendations for any good logs, like an app that you can, download on your phone?
Not really. You can just use a steno book. Any kind of journal that you want to use. It helps if you write it down versus using an app, because then it just kind of gets ingrained in your brain. Yes, this is what I'm going to do tomorrow. So you write it out the night before. This is what I'm going to do tomorrow. Or you could do it a week at a time, because that can be simpler. I'm going to do the water Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And that way it's there. And the night before, you're looking at it, okay, I have to get this ready.
Right. Yeah. So you have to really think about what you're going to do. So you have to be living with intention and hold yourself accountable with,
That's
a
right.
journal. Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
Right.
Awesome. And is that how you were able to lose 55 pounds?
Yes, that I did. I planned all my meals ahead of time. I usually do it a week ahead of time. And when I say plan my meals ahead of time, I'm not writing down, fat grams and lots of details. I'm writing, pork chop, vegetables, cauliflower, and, half of a sweet potato with butter. I mean, it's not anything you don't have to write the ounces. You don't have to do any of that. You just write down what you ate, because then okay, it takes away the decision in the moment. If you plan ahead of time, then you don't have to think about, well, I don't know if I really want to do this or not. You planned it, so do it. You do it. So you're more likely to follow through if you plan it.
Right. Yeah. And how long would you say it takes to plan everything out when you're getting started?
Right. It could just be 5 minutes if you're just changing one habit, 5 minutes the night before.
Oh, wow. That's not much time at all.
Not much time at all. Everyone says, oh, that takes too much time and I don't want to do it. Or they do it for a little while and then they stop doing it. But that is like a great habit to get into, is writing down what you eat, because then you have more awareness of actually putting the food in your mouth.
Oh, definitely. Yes.
Right.
And so how can you keep this going, Wendy? Like once you start?
Right. Is once you start, it's like you get a little bit of a dopamine hit, or in our reward center of the brain, you get a little hit of pleasure when you complete the task. And that helps your brain to say, oh yeah, to remind you to do it when you said you were going to do it again. Right. So that little bit of pleasure versus beating yourself up for not doing it. So beating yourself up for not doing it has no value. Instead, the better question to ask, if you don't do it the day you said you're going to do, why didn't I do that? You don't have to make it mean something horrible about you or anything like that, but why didn't I do that? What worked and what didn't work, and what can I do differently for when I have to do it again on Wednesday?
Exactly. So it's that dopamine, that rush that gives you the motivation.
Right.
To keep it up.
Right.
Yes. And so what about, it's kind of like muscle memory, you always want to go back to your old ways. How can you push through and overcome that?
Well, you can kind of pair a reward with it. Like if you like to scroll on your phone, instead of, if that's what you do first thing in the morning, instead of getting up and doing your 10 minutes of yoga, how can you do both? So what you do is you say, well, I'm going to do my 10 minutes of yoga and my reward is going to be 5 minutes of social media.
Oh, I love it. So you're training yourself.
Right.
To get a reward.
Right.
That's amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
So that really helps. And eventually you do it because it feels good. But it may take a little while for that to really feel good.
Yes,
So
because it takes, what, 21 days to create a habit?
at least, yeah,
Hmm. Yeah.
probably.
No, and
With some things are less and some things are more. Right.
right. Yeah, it just depends. But if you're getting that rush, that motivation through the dopamine, I mean, hopefully that will be
Right.
strong enough.
Right. So
Hmm.
you don't eliminate the looking at Facebook in the morning. You just plan for 15 minutes maybe of time and 10 minutes doing the yoga and 5 minutes doing the social media.
Got it. Awesome. And so when do you start incorporating additional habits?
So once you've done like say you wanted the water habit, the 64 ounces every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, once you've done that for a week or so, then you can build on that. And let's say maybe the next week you just want to move your body more. So, and not necessarily exercise, because a lot of people don't like that word. But if move your body more could be parking further away, could be going up the stairs, and just in general doing that. Or it could be walking after dinner, 3 days a week.
Uh-huh.
So that's what you could build on with that.
Okay. So in order to accomplish whatever goal it is to lose weight, I mean, you start incorporating more and more.
Right. Every week, try to build on what you've already accomplished.
Okay.
And then before you know it, you've conquered a lot of habits or tweaked a lot of habits.
Mm-hmm.
You could do that with snacking at night. You could say, well, I'm not going to, if you're used to snacking every night, say, well, I'm only going to snack 3 nights this week.
Mm-hmm.
And so what can you do to make that easy and simple? Is to plan it and then decide what are you going to do instead of snacking. So so that you have to, have some other way for well-being. So maybe you journal instead of snacking. Maybe you go for a walk instead of snacking. Maybe you, write a letter to a friend or talk on the phone, to somebody you haven't chatted with for a long time.
Right.
Or drink a cup of tea.
So you're just replacing that normal behavior with a new activity.
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Wendy. Well, this is some good stuff. I mean, just hearing all of these lessons helps motivate me to do that much more. So thank you so much.
You bet.
Yeah. And do you have a lasting thought or a favorite quote that you want to share with our audience before we wrap things up?
Well, it would be, imagine if you could change this one habit. What else could you do? Oftentimes we think we don't have enough time, but if we plan for things, we end up having more time. So that is just, a thought that we have in our head that we don't have enough time. We make our own time.
Mm-hmm. And it's all about mindset.
It is. It's all about mindset. So you can, do little tricks and tweaks and make that habit your own and doable for you and your lifestyle.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. I love it. And planning is helping you to live with intention. So thank you so much for everything, Wendy. We really do appreciate you coming on today's episode. And I wish each and every one of you much love and blessings, and make sure to tune in to next week's episode.
Thanks for having me.
Well, Divas, that brings to a close another great, inspiring interview on Talk with Terry. Thank you to my amazing guest for sharing your thoughts and wisdom with our listeners. Divas, if you would like to connect with us, go to www.divasthatcare.com. Here, you will also find many amazing episodes from many wonderful and inspiring people. Don't be shy. Reach out and let me know if you have any questions or ideas. Or hey, just leave me a comment. Thank you once again for listening to Talk with Terry.
Thanks for listening. This show was brought to you by Divas That Care. Connect with us on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course on divasthatcare.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss a thing.